The pregnancy test clattered to the bathroom floor. 2 pink lines, clear as day, undeniable as gravity. Amara Jackson stared at those lines until her vision blurred, her heart hammering so hard she thought her ribs might crack. No, 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 no. The words came out like a prayer, a plea, a denial that changed nothing. Her phone buzzed on the counter, a reminder flashing across the screen. First day, Kang Corporation. 8 a.m., don't be late. The job, her dream job. The one that would finally dig her out of the hole her mother's medical bills had buried her in. Personal assistant to one of Atlanta's most powerful CEOs, a position that paid more in a month than she'd made all year waiting tables. She couldn't lose it. Not now. Not when she needed it more than ever. Her hands shook as she wrapped the test in tissue and shoved it to the bottom of the trash. It's fine. He doesn't know who you are. That night was anonymous. You'll never see him again. Except, her phone buzzed again. This time, an email with an attachment. Subject, your new boss, CEO profile. Amara's finger hovered over the attachment. She clicked. The photo loaded, and her entire world tilted sideways. Sharp cheekbones, dark, intense eyes. The face that had looked down at her 3 weeks ago with hunger and tenderness as he whispered her name like a prayer. CEO Jin-Ho Kang, the man whose baby she was carrying, the man who thought her name was Maya, the man she'd lied to because she never expected to see him again. Oh, God, she whispered. But let's rewind to where this all started.
Fall in love across cultures. Soul Heart Stories brings you passionate Afro-Korean romance, billionaire CEOs, dangerous mafia bosses, and K-drama-inspired love stories that will make your heart race. Subscribe for your next obsession.
3 weeks earlier, Southern Comfort Diner, Atlanta. Amara had been on her feet for 11 hours straight. Her back ached. Her feet screamed. The smell of grease and coffee had seeped so deep into her skin, she wondered if she'd ever feel clean again. But she smiled anyway. That practiced waitress smile that said, "I'm thrilled to serve you," even when what she really wanted was to collapse. "Sweetheart, this coffee's cold." The businessman at table 6 held up his mug like it personally offended him. "I'll get you a fresh cup right away, sir." "And the eggs are wrong. I said scrambled soft. These are practically rubber." They weren't. She'd watched the cook make them herself. But the customer was always right, even when they were absolutely wrong. "I apologize. I'll have the kitchen remake them." As she turned away, his hand shot out and grabbed her wrist. Not hard, but firm enough to stop her. "You know what? I'm not paying for this. Service here is terrible. You should be grateful anyone tips you at all with that attitude." Amara's jaw clenched. "Don't say it. Don't say it. You need this job." "Of course, sir. I'll comp your meal." The words tasted like ash. "Actually," a new voice cut in, deep, accented, and sharp as a blade. "You'll pay your bill and leave." "Now!" Amara's head snapped up. The man in the booth by the window, the one who'd been quietly working on his laptop for the past hour, was standing. And God, he was standing. 6'3" of tailored elegance and controlled power. Korean, probably early 30s, with the kind of face that belonged on billboards. Sharp cheekbones, intense dark eyes, black hair styled with casual perfection. He wore a suit that probably cost more than Amara made in 3 months. And he was looking at the businessman like he was something stuck to his shoe. "Excuse me?" the man sputtered. "Who the hell are you?" "Someone who doesn't tolerate men who grab women without permission." The stranger's voice was ice. "Apologize to her, pay your bill, and get out before I make you." "You threatening me?" "I don't make threats." Those dark eyes went even colder. "I make promises." The businessman looked between them, this elegant stranger who radiated danger and the exhausted waitress he'd been tormenting, and apparently decided his ego wasn't worth whatever this man was capable of. He threw 2 20s on the table and stormed out. Silence fell. Amara turned to her unlikely defender. "Thank you," You didn't have to. Yes, I did. He stepped closer, and she caught the scent of expensive cologne and something warmer, more human. Are you all right? I'm fine, used to it. You shouldn't have to be. Something in his voice, anger on her behalf, genuine concern, made her throat tight. Still, thank you, Mr. Jin. The name came quick, like he'd thought about it. Just Jin. A lie. She could tell, but she understood, wanting anonymity. Maya, she offered back. Also a lie. For the same reasons. His lips curved, not quite a smile, but close. Maya. That's a beautiful name. So is Jin. They stood there in the fluorescent glow of a diner at 11 p.m., two strangers who'd just traded false names, and something electric sparked between them. Can I buy you a coffee, Maya? As thanks for putting up with customers like that? She should say no. She had another shift in 7 hours. She needed sleep. Instead, she heard herself say, I get off in 20 minutes. His smile widened. I'll wait. Coffee turned into walking through the city. Walking turned into talking. Real talking. The kind where you forget to guard yourself because something about this stranger feels safe. I came to America for school, Jin said as they wandered through Piedmont Park, the city lights glowing around them. Stayed for complicated reasons. Family? Always. A shadow crossed his face. Sometimes I think I've spent my whole life trying to live up to expectations, be who they need me to be. I forget who I want to be. Amara knew that feeling intimately. My mom got sick 2 years ago, she found herself confessing. Cancer. The treatments cost more than our insurance covered. I dropped out of college, picked up 3 jobs, and I'm still drowning in debt. Some days I'm so tired I can't remember what it feels like to just breathe. Jin stopped walking, turned to face her. The streetlight cast shadows across his features, making him look almost otherworldly. When was the last time someone took care of you, Maya? The question hit like a physical blow. I don't need... That's not what I asked. He stepped closer. When was the last time you let yourself be soft, be cared for, be anything except strong? Tears burned her eyes. I can't afford to be soft. Maybe just for tonight, he said quietly. You could. She should walk away. This was dangerous. This beautiful stranger who saw too much, who made her want things she'd buried so deep she'd forgotten they existed. Instead, she kissed him. Or he kissed her. It didn't matter. What mattered was the way he held her like she was precious. The way he kissed her like she was air and he'd been drowning. The way he whispered, "Come home with me." And she said yes, without hesitation. His apartment was exactly what she'd expected. Sleek, minimalist, expensive, with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. Jin was clearly loaded. Corporate type. Probably had a corner office somewhere. But when he looked at her, really looked at her, taking in her curves, her exhausted eyes, her cheap uniform, his expression held only hunger and reverence. You're beautiful, he said simply. I'm fat, tired, broke. The words lined up, ready to spill. Perfect. He crossed to her in 3 strides. You're perfect, Maya. And then he was kissing her again, and clothes were falling away. And for the first time in 2 years, Amara let herself be something other than strong. She let herself be soft, wanted, worshipped. He touched her like she was art, tracing every curve, every soft place, murmuring in Korean and English how gorgeous she was, how he'd never seen anyone more beautiful. When he carried her to his bed and made love to her with a tenderness that made her cry, she let herself believe, just for this one night, that she could have this. Have him. Afterward, wrapped in his arms with the city glowing beyond the windows, he pressed his lips to her temple and whispered, Stay. I can't, she whispered back. even though every cell in her body screamed to stay. I have a morning shift. Then let me see you again. Tomorrow. Let me take you to dinner. Jin. She turned to face him, memorizing every line of his face. Tonight was perfect, but it's all we can have. Why? Because you're clearly rich, and I'm drowning in debt. Because this is a fantasy, and I live in reality. Because I gave you a fake name, and you probably did too, and we both know this was never meant to be real. Because some things are meant to be beautiful and brief, she said instead. Pain flashed across his face. Maya. She kissed him once more, soft and sweet and goodbye. Then she slipped out while he slept, leaving nothing behind but the memory of a woman named Maya who never existed. Kang Corporation. 3 weeks later, Amara stood in the lobby of the most intimidating building she'd ever entered. All glass and steel and money, with a receptionist who looked like she'd stepped off a runway and security that probably had military backgrounds. Amara Jackson for CEO Kang, she told the woman at the desk, trying not to fidget in her best interview suit, still cheap, but clean and pressed. 42nd floor. He's expecting you. The elevator ride felt like ascending to heaven or falling to hell. She couldn't decide which. It's fine. You saw his photo. You've had 3 weeks to freak out about this. You're prepared. Except she wasn't. Because when the elevator doors opened directly into the CEO's penthouse office, and she saw him standing by the floor-to-ceiling windows, that same elegant figure, those same sharp features, wearing another perfect suit, every prepared word died in her throat. He turned. Their eyes met, and the professional mask he'd been wearing shattered. Maya, he breathed. Amara, she corrected automatically, then wanted to kick herself. My name is Amara Jackson, your new personal assistant. Silence so thick she could drown in it. Jin-Ho Kang, billionaire CEO, one of the most powerful men in the city, stared at her like she was a ghost. You lied to me. So did you. Her chin lifted despite her racing heart. Jin, I had reasons. So did I. Another beat of silence. Then he moved, fast and purposeful, crossing the office until he stood inches away. Up close, she could see the dark circles under his eyes, the tension in his jaw, the barely controlled emotion burning in those dark eyes. I looked for you, he said, voice raw. For 3 weeks, I've been trying to find the woman who disappeared from my bed, the woman who made me feel. He cut himself off. And now you're here, working for me. I didn't know it was your company. I swear I didn't know. Does that matter? Yes, because I need this job, Mr. Kang. I need it desperately. And I can be professional. I can pretend that night never happened. I can't. The confession hung between them. I can't pretend. I can't forget. And I sure as hell can't have you working 3 feet away from me every day and not what? He leaned in, voice dropping to that dangerous rumble she remembered from their night together. Not finish what we started. Amara's breath caught. That would be inappropriate. You're my boss. Fire me then. You can't fire yourself. Then quit. I can't afford to quit. The words burst out, louder than she intended. I need this job. My mom needs this job. So whatever you're feeling, whatever we felt that night, it doesn't matter. It can't matter. His jaw clenched. Everything about you matters, Amara. The way he said her real name, with that same reverence he'd said Maya, nearly broke her resolve. Mr. Kang, don't. He stepped back, running a hand through his hair. Don't call me that. Not you. Not after. He took a breath. We need to talk about that night. There's nothing to talk about. There's everything to talk about. But first, his expression shifted to something more professional, though his eyes still burned. First, you're right. You need this job. So I'll make you a deal. We keep things professional during work hours. But after 5 p.m., you give me a chance to convince you that what happened between us wasn't just one night. Mr. Kang, Jin-Ho. My name is Jin-Ho. That wouldn't be appropriate. Neither was sleeping with me before you knew I'd be your boss. But here we are. A ghost of that smile from their night together. 1 month, Amara. Give me 1 month to prove this is worth the risk. She should say no, should maintain boundaries, should do the smart, responsible thing. But the pregnancy test hidden in her purse felt like it was burning a hole through the leather. And she realized with crystalline clarity, I need to tell him. I need to tell him right now. Jin-Ho, she started, heart hammering. There's something you need to know about that night. His office door burst open. Hyung, we have a problem. The Shanghai deal is... The man stopped short, eyes landing on Amara. Oh, you hired someone? My new PA, Jin-Ho said tersely. Amara, this is my younger brother, Jae-won. Jae-won, this is Miss Jackson, and you're interrupting. Sorry. Jae-won didn't look sorry. His eyes tracked between them, noting the tension, the proximity, the way his brother was looking at this woman like she was everything. The Shanghai partners are backing out. They want a meeting. Today. Jin-Ho's expression darkened. Today? Dinner meeting. 7 p.m., they're flying out tomorrow. Amara watched Jin-Ho's jaw work, watched him glance at her, then back at his brother, clearly torn. I'll handle it, he said finally. Then to Amara, we'll continue this conversation tomorrow. First thing. Of course, Mr. Kang. His eyes flashed at the formality, but he didn't correct her in front of his brother. As she left the office, she heard Jae-won say, Is that the woman you've been... The closing door cut off the rest. Amara made it to the bathroom before her hands started shaking. Tomorrow. I'll tell him tomorrow. Tomorrow became next week. Because Jin-Ho got pulled into emergency business travel, Shanghai, then Tokyo, then Seoul, and Amara discovered that being a CEO's PA meant drowning in work even when the CEO wasn't physically present. Video calls at 3 a.m., emails marked urgent, contracts to review and flights to book, and a million details that left her exhausted and pregnant. So incredibly, terrifyingly pregnant. Morning sickness hit her at the worst possible times. She kept crackers in her desk drawer and learned which bathroom was least likely to have witnesses. You okay? Jin-Ho's assistant operations manager, Helen, found her one afternoon looking particularly green. You've been off all week. Just a stomach bug. The lie came easily now. Helen didn't look convinced. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Jin-Ho's schedule is brutal, but he'll understand if you need to ease up. Except Amara couldn't ease up. She needed to prove she deserved this job, needed the paycheck, needed to figure out how the hell she was going to tell her boss, her incredibly powerful, wealthy, complicated boss, that their one night together had consequences. Her phone buzzed. Jin-Ho. Landed an hour ago. In the office tomorrow. We need to talk. Her heart jumped. Amara. Of course, Mr. Kang. Jin-Ho. Stop calling me that. Jin-Ho. Please. Jin-Ho. I've missed you. The last message made her eyes burn. She typed and deleted 3 responses before settling on. Welcome back. Safe. Professional. Giving nothing away. Except when she looked up, Helen was watching her with knowing eyes. Just a boss and his PA, huh? I don't know what you mean. Sure you don't. But Helen smiled. For what it's worth, I've worked for Jin-Ho for 5 years. Never seen him look at anyone the way he looks at you. That's inappropriate. Honey, the heart doesn't care about appropriate. Helen squeezed her shoulder. Whatever's happening between you two, don't run from it just because it's complicated. The best things usually are. Then she was gone, leaving Amara alone with her secrets, her fears, and the tiny life growing inside her that would change everything. Jin-Ho showed up at her desk at 6 a.m. Amara had just arrived, coffee in hand, trying not to gag at the smell. You're here early, she managed. Couldn't sleep. He looked exhausted, jet-lagged, stressed, and still somehow unfairly gorgeous. Conference room, now, please. Her stomach flipped. Is something wrong with my work? Your work is perfect. This isn't about work. The conference room was all glass and leather and intimidation. Jin-Ho closed the door, hit a button that frosted the windows for privacy, and turned to face her. 2 weeks, he said. I've been gone 2 weeks, and every day I thought about you. Every meeting, every deal, every moment, you were there, in my head, under my skin. He moved closer. Tell me I'm alone in this. Tell me that night meant nothing. Tell me I'm crazy for wanting. You're not crazy. The words escaped before she could stop them. Hope flared in his eyes. Amara, but this is still a bad idea. You're my boss. There are power dynamics, and then I'll transfer you to another department. You keep the same salary, the same benefits, but you won't report to me. Jin-Ho, I'll hire a new PA. Hell, I'll promote Helen. Whatever it takes to make this ethical, to make this right. He was pleading now, this powerful man who commanded boardrooms pleading with his ex-waitress PA. Just give me a chance. One real chance to... I'm pregnant. The words detonated like a bomb. Jin-Ho went absolutely still. What? I'm pregnant. From that night. From us. Her hands twisted together. I found out the morning I started working here. I was going to tell you right away, but then you left, and I didn't want to drop that bomb over a video call, and I kept thinking I'd find the right time, but there's never a right time for this, is there? He couldn't seem to finish the sentence. Pregnant. About 6 weeks. I have an appointment with an OB next Tuesday to confirm, but the tests are pretty clear. And you didn't tell me. I tried. That first day before Jae-won interrupted, for 2 weeks you've known, and you didn't tell me. His voice was flat, dangerous. Fear spiked through her. I'm sorry. I didn't know how. Did you think I wouldn't want to know? He stepped closer. Did you think I wouldn't care? I didn't think anything. I was terrified. Tears burned her eyes. You're a billionaire CEO, and I'm a waitress playing dress-up in a job I'm barely qualified for. I'm broke, my mom's sick, and now I'm pregnant with your baby? What the hell was I supposed to think? That I would take care of you. The words burst out like they'd been locked behind his teeth for too long. That I would protect you. That the mother of my child would never have to be terrified or broke or alone ever again. The confession hung between them, raw and desperate. Jin-Ho, are you keeping it? The question came quieter, scared. Yes. No hesitation. I'm keeping our baby. I'm not asking you for anything. I can figure this out on my own. But yes, I'm keeping our baby. Something in his expression broke open, relief and joy and terror all at once. Our baby, he repeated, like testing the words. Then louder. Our baby. I know this is probably the last thing you wanted. Marry me. Amara's brain short-circuited. What? Marry me. Today. Tomorrow. As soon as humanly possible. He closed the distance between them, hands framing her face. I've been half in love with you since you let me call you Maya in a diner at midnight. I've been fully in love with you since I woke up, and you were gone, and my bed felt too empty to bear. And now you're telling me you're carrying my child? His voice cracked. Marry me, Amara. Please. That's insane. You barely know me. I know you work yourself to exhaustion for the people you love. I know you light up a room just by walking into it. I know you taste like coffee and hope. I know that night with you was the first time in years I felt like myself. His thumbs caught her tears. I know enough. And I want to know everything else, every detail, every story, every morning and night for the rest of our lives. Jin-Ho, we can't just... People don't just... I do. When I want something, I make it happen. And I want you, want our family, Want to wake up next to you and our baby and know that you're mine and I'm yours and nothing can take that away. God, she wanted to say yes. Wanted it so badly her bones ached. What about your family? Your company? I don't fit into your world. Then we'll make a new world. One where you fit perfectly because it's built around us. That's not how reality works. It is for me. He pressed his forehead to hers. I'm not asking you to be someone you're not. I'm asking you to be exactly who you are. My Maya, my Amara, the woman who made me believe in something more than duty and expectations. The woman carrying my child. The woman I love. You don't love me. You barely know me. I know enough, he repeated fiercely, and I'll spend the rest of our lives learning the rest. She should say no, should be practical, should protect herself. Instead, she whispered, ask me again in 3 months, after the first trimester, after we've had time to figure out what this is. If you still want to marry me, then I'll still want to marry you. But ask me then, when it's real, when we're sure. His jaw clenched, but he nodded. 3 months. But Amara? Yes? You're moving in with me. Today. Jin-Ho, non-negotiable. You're pregnant with my child. I'm not letting you work yourself to death juggling 3 jobs and living in... He caught himself. Where do you live? A studio in East Atlanta? Safe? Her silence was answer enough. You're moving in today, he repeated. And before you argue, it's for the baby. For our baby's safety and health. That's all this is. Liar. They both knew it was more. But Amara was too tired, too scared, too desperately in love with this impossible man to fight. Okay, she whispered. Okay? Okay, I'll move in. For the baby. His smile could have powered the sun. Before we continue with Amara and Jin-Ho's story, if you're on the edge of your seat wondering how this secret pregnancy unfolds, go ahead and hit that like button right now. It helps other romance lovers discover these emotional stories. And if you're new to Soul Heart Stories, subscribe and turn on notifications because I drop a new Afro-Korean romance story every single day. Trust me, what happens next with this pregnancy will have your heart racing. Now, back to Amara and Jin-Ho. Jin-Ho's penthouse was exactly as Amara remembered. Sleek, minimalist, expensive. Except now, instead of a one-night fantasy, it was her new reality. The guest room is yours, Jin-Ho said, setting down her 2 pathetic suitcases. Everything she owned fit in 2 bags. But I'd prefer if you took the master. It's bigger, and you'll need space when the baby... Jin-Ho? I'm not kicking you out of your own bedroom. Then we'll share it. Her breath caught. That wasn't the deal. The deal was you'd move in. I'm simply suggesting we be practical. The bed is enormous. We're both adults. And we've already... Once. We slept together once. A fact I think about every waking moment. His eyes burned into hers. But if you want separate rooms, I'll respect that. For now. For now? 3 months, Amara. You asked for 3 months to decide about marriage. But you can't stop me from trying to convince you every single day that we belong together. God, he was relentless. Guest room, she said firmly. His smile said he'd already won. For now. That first week was torture. Living with Jin-Ho meant seeing him in ways she'd never imagined. Barefoot in the kitchen, making her ginger tea for her morning sickness. Reading pregnancy books with the same intensity he brought to business contracts. Arguing with his family in rapid Korean that she couldn't understand but knew was about her. What did they say? She asked one night after a particularly heated call. Jin-Ho's jaw was tight. My mother wants to meet you. My father wants DNA tests. My brother thinks I've lost my mind. Maybe you have? Maybe. He crossed to where she sat on the couch, dropping to his knees in front of her. But if loving you is insanity, I never want to be sane again. His hands settled gently on her still flat stomach. "Hi, baby," he murmured. "It's your dad. I know you can't hear me yet, but I wanted you to know I already love you more than I thought possible. And your mom?" He looked up at Amara, eyes shining. "She's the strongest, most beautiful person I've ever met. You're so lucky to have her." Amara's vision blurred with tears. "Jin-Ho, I'm going to be a good father. I swear it. Even if I have no idea what I'm doing." "I don't either. Then we'll figure it out together." She ran her fingers through his hair and he closed his eyes, leaning into her touch like he'd been starving for it. "This is dangerous," she whispered. "I know. We're going to hurt each other. Probably. Your family hates me. They don't know you yet. They will, and they'll love you like I do. You keep saying you love me, because I do." He opened his eyes, and the certainty there stole her breath. "I love you, Amara Jackson, and I'll keep saying it until you believe me. I'm scared. Me too." He pulled her down to kiss her, soft and sweet and full of promise. "But I'd rather be scared with you than safe with anyone else." The office gossip started within days. "Did you hear? The new PA is living with him. I heard she trapped him. Got pregnant on purpose. Gold digger. Obviously." Amara heard the whispers, felt the stares, dealt with the passive-aggressive comments from women who'd been vying for Jin-Ho's attention for years. "Miss Jackson, so nice to see you're feeling better," his CFO Christine said, with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "You've been looking rather peaked lately. Not pregnant, are we?" The break room went silent. "That would be inappropriate to ask," Amara replied coolly. "Of course. I'm just concerned. Jin-Ho works his assistants so hard. We'd hate to see you overwhelmed." Translation: "We know, and we're judging you." Amara made it to the bathroom before the tears came. She found Jin-Ho in his office an hour later. "I need to quit," she said without preamble. His head snapped up. "What?" "Everyone knows about us, about the baby. They think I'm a gold digger who trapped you, and they're probably right." "Stop." He was around the desk in seconds. "You didn't trap me. I pursued you. I begged you to give me a chance. That's not how they see it. I don't care how they see it. I care about you, about our baby, about us. Jin-Ho, this isn't sustainable. Working here, living with you, trying to keep things professional when everyone already assumes." "Then let them assume." He cupped her face. "Better yet, let's give them something real to talk about." "What are you—" He kissed her, right there in his office, with the glass walls making them visible to anyone who walked by. Kissed her like she was oxygen and he'd been drowning. When he pulled back, half the office was staring. "Jin-Ho," Amara hissed. "Let them talk." He kept his arms around her. "Let them know you're mine, and I'm yours, and anyone who has a problem with it can find employment elsewhere. You can't fire people for gossip. Watch me. That's insane. I told you, loving you makes me insane." He pressed his forehead to hers. "Stay, please. Don't let them drive you away. I'll make this right." "How?" "Trust me." That afternoon, Jin-Ho called an all-hands company meeting. Amara stood in the back, heart pounding, as he took the stage. "I'm sure many of you have noticed that I've been distracted lately," he began. "That's because my personal life has become wonderfully complicated. Amara Jackson, my personal assistant, is the woman I love. She's also pregnant with my child." Gasps rippled through the crowd. "I know what some of you have been saying. I know the rumors. So let me be clear. Amara did not trap me. She did not manipulate me. If anything, I pursued her relentlessly. She tried to keep things professional. I'm the one who refused." He found her in the crowd, and his expression softened. "She's the strongest, most brilliant woman I've ever met. And our baby is the greatest blessing of my life. Anyone who has a problem with that, anyone who makes her feel unwelcome or uncomfortable, will answer to me personally. Silence. Then, from the front, "About damn time, boss." Laughter rippled, then applause. Jin-Ho smiled. "Now get back to work. We have a company to run." As the crowd dispersed, he made his way to Amara. "You didn't have to do that," she said, voice thick. "Yes, I did. You're mine to protect. Always. I love you." The words escaped before she could stop them. His eyes went wide. "What?" "I love you, Jin-Ho Kang. I think I've loved you since you defended me in that diner, and I'm tired of pretending I don't." His kiss tasted like joy. Jin-Ho's parents flew in from Seoul 2 weeks later. Amara had never been more terrified. "They're going to hate me," she said for the 100th time as they drove to the restaurant. "They're going to love you, eventually, after they get over their shock." That's not reassuring. "My mother is traditional. My father is complicated. But they love me. And when they see how happy you make me, they'll come around. And if they don't, then I choose you." No hesitation. "Every time I choose you." The restaurant was exclusive, the kind where you needed reservations months in advance and cameras weren't allowed. Jin-Ho's parents were already seated. His mother, elegant and cold in designer clothes. His father, intimidating and silent. "Mother, father, this is Amara Jackson." Jin-Ho's hand at the small of her back was steady. "The woman I love, the mother of your grandchild." His mother's eyes raked over Amara, taking in her curves, her skin, her cheap dress that was the best she owned. "Sit," she said in accented English. The dinner was excruciating. Questions about Amara's family. Her mother was a housekeeper before she got sick. Her education, dropped out of community college. Her intentions, trying not to cry while explaining she didn't want Jin-Ho's money. "You understand," his mother said. "This is not how we imagine Jin-Ho's future. I understand. I'm not what you wanted for your son. You're American, black, poor, uneducated. Mother." Jin-Ho's voice was steel. "Enough. I'm speaking truth. You're being cruel." He stood. "Amara is brilliant, hardworking, kind. She's sacrificed everything for her family. And she loves me. Not my money, not my name, just me. That's more than most people in our world can say." "Jin-Ho," his father started. "No. I've spent my whole life trying to be the son you wanted, the CEO you groomed, the heir who never questions. But this," he pulled Amara to her feet, "this is non-negotiable. Amara and our baby are my family now. Accept it or don't. But I won't let you disrespect her." He led her out of the restaurant, leaving his stunned parents behind. In the car, Amara finally broke. "I ruined your relationship with your parents." "You didn't ruin anything. You revealed what's always been true. They care more about appearances than happiness. I'm done living by their rules. Jin-Ho, marry me." "What?" "I know you said 3 months, but I can't wait. Marry me, Amara. Tomorrow. Today. Right now. I don't care about my parents' approval or society's expectations. I care about you, about us, about building a life where our baby grows up knowing they're loved and wanted and never has to choose between happiness and duty. Your parents will never forgive you. Then they never really loved me." He cupped her face. "Please, say yes. Make me the happiest man alive." Through tears, she whispered, "Yes, yes, yes, I'll marry you, Jin-Ho Kang." His kiss was desperate and grateful and perfect. The wedding was supposed to be simple. Courthouse ceremony. Amara's mom, who'd cried happy tears and hugged Jin-Ho like he was her own son. Jin-Ho's brother, Jae-won, who'd shown up despite their parents' disapproval with a genuine smile and a welcome to the family. But when they arrived at the courthouse, Jin-Ho's parents were waiting. Amara's heart sank. They're here to stop us. Let them try. Jin-Ho's grip on her hand tightened, but his mother stepped forward, and to everyone's shock, she bowed. "Forgive me," she said in careful English. "I was wrong about you, about this." "Mother," Jin-Ho started, suspicious. "Last night your father and I talked, really talked, about our marriage, about duty and expectation and—" She straightened, eyes shining. "We married for family, for business. We've been miserable for 30 years. And when I saw you walk out of that restaurant, so certain, so happy, I realized you found what we never had." She turned to Amara. "You make my son happy? That's all a mother truly wants. The rest," she waved a hand, "the rest is just fear. Fear that he'll be hurt. Fear that we'll lose him. But we almost lost him by trying to hold too tight." Jin-Ho's father cleared his throat. "We would like to attend, if you'll have us." Amara looked at Jin-Ho, saw the hope and wariness in his eyes. "Of course," she said softly. "Family is family." His mother smiled, really smiled, for the first time. "Then let's get you married." The ceremony was beautiful in its simplicity. Amara wore a simple white dress that accommodated her barely there baby bump. Jin-Ho wore a suit and looked at her like she'd hung the moon. When the judge asked if anyone objected, silence reigned. And when Jin-Ho kissed his bride, his parents applauded with everyone else. "Mrs. Kang," Jin-Ho murmured against her lips. "Mr. Kang," she smiled back. "I love you. I love you too." At 16 weeks, Amara started bleeding. She was at work when it happened, a sudden sharp pain, then warmth. "Jin-Ho!" she gasped into her phone. He was there in minutes, scooping her up, racing to the hospital. "Stay with me," he begged as doctors surrounded them. "Please, Amara, stay with me, both of you." The next hours were agony, tests, ultrasounds, waiting. Jin-Ho held her hand through all of it, his usual control shattered, tears tracking down his face. "If we lose them," she started. "We won't." Fierce, desperate. "We won't because I'm not strong enough to survive that. So our baby has to be okay. They have to." Finally, the doctor returned. "The baby's fine," she said, and they both sobbed with relief. "You have a subchorionic hematoma, essentially a blood clot. It should resolve on its own, but you need bed rest. Complete bed rest for at least 2 weeks." "Done," Jin-Ho said immediately. "Whatever she needs." "I can't take 2 weeks off," Amara protested. "You're not working. You're on medical leave. Paid, obviously." He kissed her knuckles. "And I'm taking time off too. We're doing this together. You can't just abandon your company. Watch me. Nothing matters except you and our baby. Nothing." Those 2 weeks changed everything. Jin-Ho took care of her with a tenderness that made her heart ache, bringing her meals in bed, reading to their baby, sleeping beside her with a hand on her stomach as if he could protect them through sheer will. "What are you thinking?" she asked one night, finding him awake at 3 a.m., staring at her sleeping form. "That I almost lost you both. That I've never been more terrified in my life. That I don't deserve this, don't deserve you. But I'm selfish enough to keep you anyway. Jin-Ho, I love you so much it scares me," he confessed. "Before you, I thought I understood love, duty, family. But this," he cupped her face, "this is bigger than anything I imagined. You're my whole world, Amara. You and our baby. And if anything happened..." She kissed him to stop the words. "Nothing's going to happen. We're okay. All of us. Promise me. I promise. I'm going to be a good father. I know. And a good husband. You already are." His smile was watery. "I'm going to spend the rest of my life proving you made the right choice. Choosing me. Choosing us." "I know," she whispered. because I'm going to spend the rest of my life doing the same. Okay, pause for just a second. Are you crying? Because I'm crying. Amara and Jin-Ho's story hits different, doesn't it? If you're feeling all the emotions right now, do me a huge favor. Drop a comment below and tell me which moment got you most. Was it the pregnancy reveal? The public declaration? Or maybe that courthouse wedding with his parents showing up? I read every single comment, and I love hearing from you. Also, where in the world are you watching from right now? Comment your city or country. Our Soul Heart Stories family is global, and I love knowing we're all falling in love with these stories together. If you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe, because I drop a brand new Afro-Korean romance story every single day. Tomorrow's story, a bodyguard romance that will have you screaming. You don't want to miss it. Now, let's get back to Amara and Jin-Ho, because you need to see how this story ends. Trust me. At 38 weeks, Amara's water broke during a board meeting. Jin-Ho, she said calmly as he presented quarterly earnings. One moment, darling. Jin-Ho, now. He turned, saw her face, and went pale. Meeting adjourned. My wife is in labor. Jae-won, you're in charge. Then he was at her side, holding her, breathing with her, getting her to the car. The labor was long. 18 hours of pain and fear, and Jin-Ho refused to leave her side, even when she screamed at him that this was his fault. I know, he said, wiping her forehead, and I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you. But first, you need to bring our baby into the world. You can do this. You're the strongest person I know. I can't. You can. Because you're extraordinary. Because you're mine. Because our baby needs their incredible mother. With one final push, their daughter entered the world, screaming, perfect, and utterly theirs. She's here, Amara sobbed as the nurse placed the tiny bundle on her chest. Jin-Ho, she's here. Jin-Ho was crying too, ugly, happy tears as he looked at his wife and daughter. She's perfect, he breathed. You're both perfect. Their daughter opened her eyes, dark like her father's, and seemed to study them both. Hi, baby girl, Amara whispered. We're your parents, and we already love you more than the whole world. We're calling her Ji-yeon, Jin-Ho said, after my grandmother, if that's okay. Ji-yeon Kang. Amara tested the name. It's perfect. The door opened, and both their families crowded in. His parents, her mother, Jae-won, Helen from the office, all bringing flowers and tears and joy. Jin-Ho's mother approached cautiously. May I? She asked, gesturing to the baby. Amara nodded. As his mother took Ji-yeon, her expression crumbled. She's beautiful. So beautiful. Then to Amara, thank you. For my son's happiness. For this blessing. For showing us what family truly means. We're family now, Amara said simply. All of us. Amara woke to her daughter's laughter. She followed the sound to the nursery where she found Jin-Ho, CEO of a billion-dollar company, feared in boardrooms across 3 continents, lying on the floor making ridiculous faces at their 6-month-old. Who's the prettiest baby in the world? He cooed in baby talk. That's right, you are. Yes, you are. Amara leaned against the doorframe, heart so full it hurt. Jin-Ho looked up and caught her watching. His smile was pure joy. Good morning, Mrs. Kang. Good morning, Mr. Kang. Ji-yeon babbled and reached for her mother. Amara scooped her up, settling into the rocking chair. Jin-Ho sat on the armrest, one arm around Amara's shoulders, the other hand resting on their daughter's head. I never thought I could be this happy, he confessed quietly. Me neither. Do you regret it? Any of it? Not even for a second. She looked up at him. You? My only regret is not finding you sooner. He kissed her temple. Thank you. For what? For saying yes that night in the park. For taking a chance on me. For giving me this. He gestured to their daughter, their home, their life, for giving me everything. We gave each other everything, Amara corrected. Fair point. Ji-yeon yawned, snuggling into her mother's chest. I love you, Jin-Ho said. Both of you. More than words can say. We love you too, Amara whispered. And in that moment, wrapped in the arms of the man who'd seen her worth when she couldn't see it herself, holding the daughter they'd created from one magical night, Amara Jackson Kang knew she'd found her happily ever after. Not because it was perfect, but because it was theirs. And that is Amara and Jin-Ho's story, from a one-night stand to a lifetime of love. Okay, real talk time. I need to know, what was your favorite moment? Was it when Jin-Ho publicly declared his love in that company meeting? When his mother showed up at the courthouse? The pregnancy scare that had us all holding our breath? Or maybe that sweet ending with baby Ji-yeon? Drop a comment and let me know. And here's the question I'm dying to ask. If you had a one-night stand with a gorgeous Korean CEO and found out you were pregnant, would you have told him right away? Or would you have panicked like Amara? Comment, tell him if you'd confess immediately. Or panic mode if you'd freak out first. No judgment, I want to know. Also, where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments. Seoul Heart Stories has viewers from all over the world, and I love seeing how global our romance-loving family is. If this story made you feel something, made you smile, made you cry, made you believe in love that sees you exactly as you are, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel grow and lets me keep bringing you these swoon-worthy stories every single day. Not subscribed yet? What are you even doing? Click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell because I upload a new Afro-Korean romance story every single day. That's right. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we've got a body-positive romance that celebrates curves and confidence. You absolutely don't want to miss it. And if you just binged this entire 68-minute story, you're my people. Check the description for playlists. I've got billionaire romance, mafia stories, enemies to lovers, and so much more waiting for you. Thank you for spending the last hour with me. Thank you for supporting Seoul Heart Stories. And thank you for believing that love comes in all forms, unexpected, messy, beautiful, and absolutely perfect. I'll see you tomorrow with another heart-racing story. Until then, keep believing in love, keep celebrating yourself exactly as you are, and keep being extraordinary. This is Seoul Heart Stories.